So the biggest thing I noticed when I watched the VOD was that you had a lack of understanding of your punish windows on Captain Falcon. He oftentimes would do something very committal or punishable, and you would not punish him, or you would usually roll away, or you would go for the safest punish you could think of, aka the fastest punish you could think of, dash attack. Well, dash attack is a good burst option. It's not necessarily the best option for a punish as versus Samus, because you don't really get anything out of dash attack other than simply your opponent being above you, which is not bad, but you have much bigger punishes and then you can do. You were using Paralyzer, especially the first act, way too much in unsafe positions. He would be next to you and you would charge Paralyzer without really having him conditioned to be paralyzed, like get hit by it. So he wasn't responding, he would just shield it and then punish the end line that you were stuck in. Another thing that I noticed was that you need to practice zoning a bit more. You never really kept your opponent in the zone of reaction that you have. In the YouTube comments, actually, I saw that you said like you had a hard time reacting to people. Problem is, you're keeping your opponent too close to you, so you don't have time to react to their burst options, basically. So your burst options would be like Zero Suit dash attack, Captain Falcon's dash attack, usually dash attacks, or like Captain Falcon's dash trap. Like you need to keep him in a little bit more spaced zone so that you can actually react to his options that he's doing. Overall, I thought you kind of were autopiloting a lot of your stuff, that like your rolling especially. You had a really bad rolling habit that I noticed. You would drop a bunch of follow-ups. But with everything being said, oh, also, please stop using Dare to land. It's gonna work every once in a while as a mix-up, but landing with down air is really, really, really unsafe and will get you punished by a better player really hard. So with all this said, I'm gonna swap over to the video and get to it right away. So right off the bat, you kind of try to get this raw grab without your opponent, because you saw him like hold shield or something. So these dash attacks are not really that good. You can get more by just kind of playing in his special area where he can't react to what you're doing. And so, see, I'm trying to get a good example. Like right there is where you want to be kept at, because if he has to read what you're doing to get a punish out of it. He has to respect your burst options and your nair and your like safer on aerials. That dash trap was really bad. So you've dropped ledge and forward air 3 times now. So it's starting to be a pattern. Oh, there's a 4th. Better opponents going to recognize that. So these paralyzers, paralyzer is a tool that you can use, but it shouldn't be really something that you rely on in neutral unless you are going for a read on their approach option, or essentially making a read on their options that they have. Going for raw paralyzers isn't really a good idea. You need to work more on your nair space and your zair spacing. Focus on safe pokes rather than committal pokes, so that you can get to your advantage, where Zeus' Samus is really good at. If you try and go for your committal options, it's just generally going to be, if it doesn't work, it's going to not really work really well, because Zeus' Samus requires a lot of commitment on her stuff to get her punishes. It's the second time you've dared. So he's going to start shielding it after every time you go for it. I like the down B there. Could have gone for some nair pressure. Could have emptied hop to see if he would have rolled out of the situation. Because you had all the stage control. It's fifth there. So you have all the stage control and kind of just wasted 7. Great. Okay, back to where we were. We have all this stage control. You go for this dash attack, which is okay, but you try and not react to what your opponent's doing here, and instead just kind of hope and pray that he's gonna run into this, because like he kind of looks like he's going that way. You need to react to your opponent more and what they're doing rather than assuming what they're going to do. Up tilt was not a bad option. Side B though, really to middle for no reason. The sudden stock you definitely played a little bit better. That was good back air. Love that nail spacing. I kind of would have liked to see the down B after that first up air, to see if you can get him with the air dodge read. There. I like the back air, but you didn't go high enough. Back though. The option. Not a big fan of that down B. Could have just held stage, let him try and force his way out of the corner. These rolls, you've rolled out of your down B, or sorry, your down smash several times here. Down smash is safe on shield, but it's not unpunishable. You need if you do something safe on shield or safe in general, it's still punishable because you can be punished for your actions and habits after. So after every time you would down smash, you would roll. This is a pretty easy punishable habit, so the Captain Falcon just does his dash attack, which is going to put you in a disadvantage. It's another dare that you landed with. Nair really isn't that great of a landing tool. Falcon really hasn't been showing that he's going for grabs at, like, in the situations where he just did something somewhat safe. So you can spot dodge really wasn't that great of an idea. Good punish on his bad knee. Like the back here. The paralyzer was really not that great though. You could have just simply held shield and got a punish out of it. This interaction was really funny actually. You get up, you go for a roll here, expecting him to do. I'm actually not sure why you went for the roll. I'd ask dash head maybe. But after that first down smash, you should have just held shield, been patient, gone for a simple punish with a jab if you weren't confident, or even like a dash attack. Obviously grab is kind of slow and reactable as you see Samus, but since he committed to the down smash, he only really had an option to either roll, jab, or spot dodge, which he would spot dodge after the first down smash, and you misspace this grab right here. Rolling autopilot. You're not really, you don't have any data that your opponent is afraid, or you're spacing around his aerials to get the grabs, and then he has horrible DI right here. Horrible DI. But overall, just work on understanding the safe pokes that you can do, and when your opponent is conditioned to be grabbed, because you're not really conditioning your opponent or realizing when you can punish your opponent.